Yo, what up, y'all? It's your boy King Sin. I'm here. Like I told you guys, I'm gonna cop this game for the one I did over the weekend, actually Thursday or Friday. One of them, and I played a few games online. So this video right now is actually my first game playing 2K on the Xbox1, period. Only game I played was, you know, when the game is halfway done and you get to play the Cavs versus Warriors. I played that game once, quit, never finished it. But this video is going to be my first game actually playing on the one and then also playing online. So as you guys can see, you know, I got to get used to the adjustment from PS4 to the Xbox One. You know, right here I'm doing my settings, even though sometimes they don't even transfer over to the real game. That's on a 4 and a 1. But this is basically because I actually have a lot of people on the one, more than I thought. So I bought the one so I could play in the park and everything with them. And then also a lot of people were saying that some of the issues on the 4 is not on the 1, you know, things like that. So I wanted to cop the one for my own benefit, and since I was doing so, I was also going to do the same thing in regards to the video. So anyway, back to this video. This video is going to be my first game online or playing a game on the one. Like I stated, it's actually, I won 4 straight games. My first 4 games on the one, I won all of them. Like I said, I recorded. I'm going to get to all of them, you know what I mean? But I'll do that in due time. As you guys can see, for some reason this joint was bugging. I had the rosters from the beginning of the season up there. I had to update it. I don't know. Like I said, 2K is still glitchy regardless of what system you play it on. So anyway, get past all the little kinks and everything, and I play a dude online. Eventually, of course, he goes with the Warriors, the #1 team in the league right now this year. Excuse me, the #1 team in the league this year with the leading scorer in the league, of course, Steph Curry. So I'm going to go with the Pelicans, of course, like I always state, go with what you know. So I went with a team that I know could play defense and I could get a little bit of scoring, which started off, it's the Pelicans. You know, I could play with a lot of teams, but defense and offense, that's the mixture I needed. So go with the Pelicans. He goes to the Warriors. I don't quit. Those of you that don't know, you can quit by just quitting the game and then starting over. You don't get the loss as long as the game doesn't start. So I went with the Pelicans. He played with the Warriors. Excuse me, this game goes into the third quarter, in which first 2 quarters, you know, it's pretty back and forth until, like I said, halftime. You got to use halftime to see what they're doing or what they're doing right and what you're doing wrong, or vice versa. If you're doing something good, you want to do it better so that way they don't come back, because good people, they adjust in the pretty much at halftime or when they see that you're doing certain things. So as you guys can see here, 0%, like I said, I never played a game. He's 66%. That's 2 out of 3 at most, or 4 to 6, you know, however you choose. As you can see, A+ offense, A- defense. So I'm not playing against a bum. You know, he plays, he knows, hey, he knows how to play pretty much. So just with people that be like, oh, you probably played against a bum, whatever, you know, everything they go into. This part right here, I'm gonna slow down so you guys could see. Same settings I use for the PS4, I use on the on the Xbox One. Like I stated, no team is exactly the same. So usually based on certain teams, based off of their profile and the team that they choose, is how I choose my defense. If they got good shooters, tight, and deny. Everybody except for the point guard. You can't deny the point guard because, like I said, he always has the ball. It's just going to put you out of position. So I'll go to Steph Curry and change him individually. If he wasn't hitting outside jump shots, I'll put it on moderate instead of tight, which means that they'll deny him the ball, but once he catches the ball, they'll try and force him to take the shot or play him in between. Like they'll play the shot, but also play the drive to the rim. It's not all the way one or the other, which is what I tend to do. But since I play the on-ball defense, I'll be able to switch up and get close to them if I'm able to. That's how I do it. So like I said, these settings are the same the way I do it on the PS4. If I need to, if during the game he's not shooting, he's only going to the rack, then I'll put both of them on gap moderate or whatever the case may be, however they're playing. Like I said, you play based on their offense. So anyway, fast forward, at halftime, I see what he's doing and I see what I'm doing wrong. What I'm doing is committing a lot of turnovers. However, everything else is going great. I'm grabbing a lot of rebounds, keeping him to one-shot opportunities, you know, playing good defense on him. But I'm committing so many turnovers, so he's only down by a few points. So what I did at halftime was I slowed down my offense, started to run at a better pace and take smarter shots. And eventually what happens is I start to beat him by 10 to 15, not too sure exactly where. And then once I started pulling off, he quit the game. Like I stated, these things are not perfect across the board. Each team is different. However, you just got to come up with a strategy for each team and each player based on who you're playing against and just make it work for you. This game is another long video, 25 minutes long. So it's going to take a while to upload, but I'm just trying to give you guys as much information as possible. Like I said, you guys don't have to watch the whole video. You can skim through it, certain portions, you know, whatever you need. If you just need help with the settings, you can just watch the beginning, see what I do in the beginning of the game, and then get off. Or if you just want to see how I run my defense completely throughout the whole game, then watch the whole video. For people that have the 1 and not the 4, I mean, one of the bad things is that you can't see if the person you're playing against is playing off-ball defense. I mean, I don't know why 2K does it like that, but on the 1 you can't see it, but on the PS4 you can see who the person is playing defense with. However, an easy way for you to figure it out is see who is not moving like the rest pretty much. Most people, if they play with the center, they'll try and stay in the middle of the lane, and then they'll be slower to move over on rotations or on trap defenses. So when you see that the center is moving slower or not moving as perfectly as the other defensive players on that team, then you know that that person is playing off ball with the center. In which case, you got to change your offense. Like if I see that they're running off ball with the center, I run a lot of pick and rolls, pick and fades, so on and so forth to catch them out of position. And that's the best way to do it. So again, I really don't like talking over the video. I like you guys to pay attention. So here, I'm just gonna, you know, get quiet, let you guys watch what you gotta watch. If you guys have any questions, again, comment and share. Haven't really been posting any videos or playing 2K. Actually, I've been on this Black Ops 3. I'm really feeling it this year. It's a lot, real big. It's a real big difference from last year. I hated Advanced Warfare, you know, but I'm really feeling Black Ops 3. The movements, it doesn't move too arcade-ish. It's not moving too fast. You know, things like that really pissed me off about last year. So this game I'm really feeling. So I have like at least like 20 videos with Black Ops 3. I'm going to post a few of them. Nothing major, but you know, that's kind of the game that I really started posting these videos with was Ghosts. So now that Call of Duty's out that I actually like, I'm going to be playing it more often. But I will be dropping these 2K videos. So again, if you guys need anything specifically, drop a comment and share and let me know, and I will definitely get to you as soon as possible. But other than that, it's your boy King Sin from King Sin Media. If you got any questions, comments, concerns, hit me up. Either email me, King, K-I-I-N-G, sin@gmail.com. Drop me a message, comment, and definitely share and subscribe if you're new to this channel. Holla at your boy. Got him.
And the shot counts. He's fouled, and it's a chance for a three-point play. So we'll see Steph Curry go to the line right here. That one is on Holiday. Well, on the Pelicans, guys, they were 25-4. This is a good point, Greg, when they had 24 assists in games or more. League average on assists last year was 22 a game, Clark, so they were above that, and they played well when they were throwing it around.
Exactly, and they were right around the league average on the year. That record of 25-4 shows you just how dominant they could be when they were moving the ball and finding teammates.
Here's Curry with the three. It's rebounded by New Orleans. Last game matched up with the Magic. A tough loss there.
Yeah, but they didn't roll over in that game. Had a good chance still to pull out the victory. Just couldn't come through in crunch time.
Greg, I thought it was a solid effort from them all the way around. I mean, but as you and I know, moral victories are kind of empty consolation prizes. A loss is a loss. Last year's Warriors and where they ranked in the NBA. A chance to check that out now, Kevin. Tops in scoring. First in assists, and they also were #1 in team shooting percentage, a very impressive offensive group.
And when you score like these guys did last season, it gives you tremendous confidence. Just play solid defense, and you can win games.
Now here's Davis. Ashik dishes to Davis.
Sharp pass to set up that high percentage shot in close.
Curry passes to Thompson. There's the triple. Off to a good start as he hits his first shot attempt.
Guys, that's just really unstoppable. He poses a ton of matchup problems for whomever he's facing.
It's stolen. All alone. Oh, and the dunk by Barnes. Wow, we're going to remember that one for a while.
I know I will, Kevin. That was special.
My goodness, that was almost a circus-like dunk.
Off the pick. And it's Davis with the jam.
one-hand slam is so sweet when it's his hand doing the slam.
Oh, yeah, he is so smooth, even on a power finish like that.
And really, that's what makes him unique, that combination of power and polish.
Barnes kicks to Azili. Can't get it to go.
And guys, one thing that we were treated with last year was Steve Kerr's great quotability in post-game interviews and pressers. He said all the right things and deflected praise like a coach who had done it for many years.
Curry against Holiday. And Curry, here we go. It's good. It's his second basket. He's shooting 2 for 4. And a breakdown here, guys. The hustle stats for the Warriors.
Boy, they've really amped up the pressure at the defensive end, guys, and have piled up the steals in the early going.
And also defensively, they've been able to cause some turnovers tonight, and that also builds confidence and gives you momentum.
Shot clock at 6. The shot by Holiday, no good. And Kerr is so good with the media, though. I can't see him doing that, could you?
Yeah, right.
I know.
What the situation is. That's what coaches do.
Tony Douglas is checked in for G. And that one's good.
And they're beginning to just flat out fall apart defensively right now, especially on the interior.
Yeah, and that's 4 straight field goals now, Greg, they've allowed from point-blank range. Can't happen.
You know, huge height advantage there, but because of the great body control, he's able to cancel it out.
Agreed. The body control essential in that situation. I mean, if you're giving up a bunch of height, then you better be able to manufacture
The open floor.
Yeah, and, you know, it's been a tempo that they like, and they're getting some easy buckets in transition here.
The big men are Anderson and Davis. Holiday at the 1 with Gordon at the 2. And it's Babbitt in at the 3, the small forward. That's the Pelicans 5 as we get into the second quarter. You can point to any number of things, Clark. The Warriors did well last year. Their play on the road being one of them.
Well, the Warriors were exactly road warriors all season long, partner. Hit the ground running and finished with the league best 28 road wins.
Here's Davis. Uses the glass to finish the layup. Davis has got 8.
Boy, they keep hammering away at him inside, forcing that ball into the paint. Smash mouth basketball.
And Clark, it's a strategy that has served them well during the course of this first half.
Back to Green. There's the screen. And Davis pulls it down.
And he rushed that one, no doubt about it. The D out of position, you could see the frustration on his face.
Here's Gordon. Lays it in without an inch of room around him.
And he'll take it right into the teeth of the D without thinking twice about it.
You know, as the season wore on, guys, the Pelicans became a matchup that nobody wanted to see. Very tough against teams and had very few weaknesses, too.
And the Warriors decide to take their first time out here. Well, for the Pelicans last season, they were a tough matchup. The defense was one thing, but their mentality, the way they thought through the game was fantastic.
Yeah, and Kevin, you look at their record against other playoff teams, and it stacks up well. I mean, they made the playoffs by never thinking they were at a disadvantage on the floor. And having that kind of confidence in a young team, that only really speaks for a positive moving forward.
Trains the three-pointer.
The lead changes hands once more. There has been no separation between these two teams.
You know, it's made for one heck of an entertaining game. Even when it hasn't been the best basketball being played, it sure has been fun to watch.
That's good from Holiday on the assist by G. Holiday's got his first basket.
Man, their offense is really cranked up in the second quarter.
And their field goal percentage shows that over 60 now. Tough to beat them when they shoot it like that.
And that one's good, Barnes.
The defense left him just a little window to get through, and he just ducked in for the layup. Terrific job.
And Holiday, here we go. Davis. Thompson with the rebound.
That is some tough defense there against. Oh, wow.
That's a beautiful jam.
I don't know that this is the time for that kind of flair. In a close game, the important thing is the 2 points, not the dramatics.
Oh, come on, Clark. He had to go for it, didn't he?
Yeah, but hey. He's an athlete, and I can't fault him for that one. Although, if he missed it, I might have.
Nice spin off the left rim and in. Thompson's got 5. New Orleans has gone 1 of 2 on 3-pointers here in the second quarter so far. The feed to Gordon. There's the 3. They get it back. And it's Davis finishing it off.
Oh, and what a gutty play. I mean, muscles his way to the rebound and then just pounds it home for the putback.
Well said, G.A. The battle on the boards, Clark, could go a long way toward deciding this game.
You know, and if that play is any indication, that's a battle they're willing to put every ounce of their energy into winning.
And that is good.
And with the way the Warriors went on a rampage last year, you knew that Alvin Gentry would be in demand. Was the architect behind the Warriors' offense, is one of the best offensive minds in our league.
Pelicans leading by 3. Holiday dishes to Anderson. And good as it rattles through the hoop. Anderson's got 5 points now this quarter.
And that's another assist for a team that is putting on a clinic on how to share the ball.
And I love the mentality that they've had. If a shot isn't there, they're not forcing it. They're moving it side to side until they finally get the one they want.
Here's Thompson, and it's blocked by Gordon. Curry against Holiday. Outside Gordon. He dishes it to Davis. Here's G. And a miss there on the triple. Warriors trail by 5. We've got a 9-second difference between the shot clock and the game clock. Spates with a screen on Holiday. Curry kicks to Spates.
And guys, right now, the defense.
Holiday goes in. Deep 2 from Anderson. No good. In and out off the rim.
You're not going to see that very often. Plenty of space, but he just, let's face it, he whiffs on that.
And we're through the first half of basketball here, and what's been a good one. Pelicans lead by 3. And join us right back here after the break for the start of the second half. And now the start of the second half. Neither side jumping out ahead through the first 2 quarters. Anthony Davis really making a difference here.
I tell you what, though, it's going to be important to see if they can slow him down in the second half, because so far they have not had anybody that can disrupt his rhythm down low.
Well, how about guys mixing up the looks? I mean, bump him out a little bit, front him, double him, anything to try to get him off his rhythm.
We have a close ball game on our hands as we get set for the second half of basketball. Anthony Davis really making a difference here.
You just love it when the decision making is as good as it was there in that first half. Didn't force anything.
Guys, I think here in the second half, though, they may want him to be a little more assertive. Start hunting more for his shot, even the tough.
Setting the floor for the Warriors. Barnes and Green of the forward set. It's the Splash Brothers, Curry and Thompson. They're in the backcourt. And it's Azili in at center, locking down the middle.
And gotta like what they've been doing down low in the post.
I certainly do. You know, I like to see guys do their work inside. Their rebounding has been excellent, and that's always important in a close game.
Outside, Green. Golden State moving the ball around. And that one's good. And it's 7 points for Klay Thompson.
If you're waiting for him to miss when he's that open, you're going to be in for a long wait.
Holiday gets the bucket.
Great way to start the half. Easy layup against some soft D.
Timeout called the Warriors. They come into this having outplayed the Clippers last game.
And as shaky as they looked in that game, guys, it showed a lot of mental toughness that they were able to come out and get a win.
Anytime you can play through missing shots and being a little out of sync and still maintain the hustle and effort and intensity that's needed to win, that's a good sign and can go a long way towards success.
Warriors trailed by 3. The dish to Curry. To tie. Pelicans pull it in. Davis has got his 4th rebound with that last one here tonight. Anderson outside. Stolen by Thompson. And it's the Warriors on the break. Azili gets the bucket. Here's Holiday.
And really, the Warriors had an amazing regular season last year. Just from a historical standpoint, it was one of the best ever.
And the foul on Drew Holiday. That'll be his 2nd foul of the game.
Oh, man, it's close, but, you know, didn't get on balance quick enough.
Yeah, and as quick as players are at this level, in this day and age, I mean, you've got to be perfect in your anticipation to draw the charge.
Spates checked in for Golden State. Iguodala comes in for Barnes. Here's Davis. Throws down the breakaway jam.
Yeah, how about the sharp steal and then run out? It looks like they're ready to put the hammer down.
Well, we've been waiting for one of these teams, Greg, to pull away. Maybe that'll be a springboard for them.
Could be. A dunk like that coming off a great defensive play has to build some momentum.
And for the Warriors last year, they would end the season with 67 wins. That number, Clark, tying for the 6th best win total in NBA history.
And my guess is only a few people saw it coming. I mean, and as the season wore on, it became more and more apparent that the Warriors were for real, but it took a while for people to accept that fact.
Iguodala's drive. Anderson with the block. To the wing right side. Here's G. Yes, and it's Holiday with the assist that time. Holiday's got 5 assists in the game. Curry kicks to Thompson. They need this. Jump shot is good. 1:22 left to play in the 3rd. Now Holiday. Davis setting the pick for Holiday. Anderson passes to Gordon. And he can't extend the lead to double digits.
And he's trying to shoot his way out of it. You know, they have the lead, but honestly, I think it might help if he'd be a little bit more selective tonight.
Iguodala outside. 5 on the clock. And he banks in the layup. Now just a 5-point Pelican lead.
I love how he establishes his post position inside before he converts.
And Davis throws it down.
Maybe could have tried for a more memorable dunk than that.
And we know he's capable of those memorable dunks.
Yeah, and when he's got a lead like that, why not take a few chances? A lot more engaging and entertaining than just doing the old ho-hum one-hander.
Iguodala outside. G with the rebound.
Those are chances almost always you can rely on him to get you 2 points, but the D just enough to keep him out of rhythm.
Gordon dishes to Davis. Again, the Pelicans score. Curry. He got it up that time, but it wouldn't fall for him. And we've watched 3 so far in this one. The Pelicans on top, leading by 9. And time to step aside quickly, but we'll be back in no time with the start of the 4th quarter. Hello and thanks for joining us, folks. The 4th quarter of play should begin momentarily. The big men are Anderson and Davis. Ish Smith is out there with Gordon, and it's G in at the small forward. So that's the group out there for New Orleans. And Anderson kicks to Davis.
Well, with the season the Warriors put together, they came out way ahead of everybody else in the West. I mean, given how tough the West was last year, that makes their 67-win season all the more impressive. One of the best in history in my mind.
And so it's Golden State with it. 11-point game. They'll host the Denver Nuggets after this one. That game is the first and last of their homestand. Floats one. And it's Anthony Davis with the rebound. Davis has got his 5th rebound in this one.